and I like being the kind of woman that I want to be. I like learning from other women that are different to me. Women are just leading by example and doing amazing things. I do feel empowerment means a different thing for each woman, and I never take the position of saying, come, I will be the voice, we will all do it together, because we don't. That's the whole problem, right? We're not talking enough to each other. Tum aise mat bolo, zyada mat bolo, aise mat karo. So I was like, okay. Then one day I was like, so this whole thing of all women have to be maternal and nurturing is also a pressure, I feel. And I really love the women who stand and support each other.
Hi, this is Sheetal. You are watching Pinkvilla. On today's episode of Devi, the Empowering, we are celebrating this beautiful gift of womanhood. And my guest today not only shines on the silver screen, but is a true symbol of elegance and talent. So let's welcome the one and only Shruti Haasan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You look lovely, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So it is the Navratri season, and we are celebrating feminine energy, the women around us, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, how does it feel to be a woman?
I like being a woman a lot. It comes with its strengths and it comes with its challenges, just like any other gender or anything. But I do like being a woman, and I like, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my mid-30s, and I like questioning those stereotypes in society as well. Like, I'm not a mom, I'm not a wife, but I'm like so happy in my life. Yeah. And I like being the kind of woman that I want to be. I like learning from other women that are different to me. And I really love the women who stand and support each other, because I think we do fall stereotype to the, women don't get along thing. Yeah, and that just a few bad apples, I think. Like
we can ignore that.
I think I do like being a woman, and I like being in the company of other strong women.
You know, when you said this, that you're not a mum yet and you're not married and things like that, I feel women are put under a timeline for everything, right? Like, you need to have kids within this age, get married, even profession for that matter, right? They say that, okay, actresses can't get meteor roles when they grow old, and stereotypes like this. So how do you think we should break these stereotypes and overcome all these challenges?
I always say, like when they were like, हाँ ये सब जल्दी करो now, at this phase you must do this, because what? Like, am I being shipped off to another garbage planet or something? Like, where am I going? So you tend to like be treated like a carton of milk. And then you start rotting, and then they're like, nahi naya packet leke aao, and then you turn into paneer, and then some people like you and then some people don't. And then you turn into like really expensive cheese, and then they call you back. So
what a way to depict it.
I mean, I think there's so many women I see in our business who question those stereotypes and break them. I think like so many people actually, like, if you say in Bollywood, like Aishwarya Rai, Kareena Kapoor, or like Kajol ma'am, like, so just like amazing, saying, no, but I want to do it. Or like Nayanthara, and in
you.
Yeah, I mean, me.
You also.
I also feel like they've really balanced a lot of other things outside. So I do look at them as inspiration. So I think women are just leading by example and doing amazing things.
Yeah, that's so true. And what do you think about women's representation on screen?
I think sometimes we like really get it, and then sometimes we like, most of the time we don't. And I think I'm not like flying some flag saying I can only do these kind of roles, where like, because I don't, but there are times I do, and I really enjoy it. And like, for example, like my first international film, The Eye, is one of the most unique experiences I've had in playing a character, as well as the fact that it's written, directed, produced by women.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of women. I was worried about all our period cycles lining up, but apart from that,
but is that a thing? Because a lot of people say that.
I really believe it's a thing. Like, from school.
Yeah.
I really believe it, because when we used to go on like school trips, we all used to like line up.
Yeah, even when you're staying in a hostel, this is what happens.
Suddenly everyone's like, do you have a pad? Do you have a pad? You know what I mean? So, I mean, jokes apart, it was just really incredible. My next film in Telugu, I'm working again with a female producer. So I feel like I've become a magnet for like this
Strong.
Lilith energy,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I'm like I'm really grateful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And does the term women-centric movies or women-centric films annoy you?
It doesn't annoy me because, you know, we are in a kind of underprivileged storytelling position. But we want to get to the place where we don't have to say women-centric, it has to be story-centric, you know, because we're not saying a male-centric action film. Because you expect only the man to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other thing is, I also feel the kind of women, I don't feel every kind of woman is necessarily represented. Even in a female case, there's still some stereotypes of desi aurat, jo, you know, आवाज ऊंची करती hai. And then this girl who fights the system, and then that girl who's demure and then broke open, and then so there's a whole bunch of Asua in the middle whose
hanging,
stories need a voice, I feel.
That's true. While you say this, what's your definition of empowerment?
No, it depends from woman to woman, truly. My version, you know, what feels like a problem to me is considered a privilege to somebody else. When we talk about urban issues of women versus rural issues of women who don't have basic health and sanitization and education for girls, that doesn't mean we don't talk about our issues, but I do feel empowerment means a different thing for each woman, and I never take the position of saying, come, I will be the voice, we will all do it together, because we don't, that's the whole problem, right? We're not talking enough to each other. We're not listening.
There's no open conversation as well, right?
Exactly.
And while we talk about open conversations, even taboo topics like, say, menstrual hygiene, right? While there are conversations right now happening, but then it doesn't reach a lot of people, right? And you being an inspirational figure for many, do you feel that it comes with a certain set of responsibility?
I don't know about responsibility, and I don't know about inspirational. All I know is that when I was really young, and if I liked someone's music or I liked an actor or something, and I read the interview and they said something honestly, especially not about the good stuff, about the bad stuff that they faced. Or how they battled addiction or depression, or how they were like not sure and something helped them through that. And when they shared that, that had a bigger impact on me as a reader or a viewer. You know, when the rock stars I loved were like, no, actually I don't have it together and I feel pretty bad about this and this. I was like, okay, this is a person, and it made their music make more sense. It made me want to invest in them. So when I became kind of known in my own right, kind of said, okay, that's how I want to be. But I didn't do it for many years because they were like, tum aise mat bolo, zyada mat bolo, aise mat karo. So I was like, okay. Then one day I was like, you know, exactly. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll say it. And I started talking about, you know, mental health. My menstrual health, because I suffer from PCOS, or I'd rather say I live with. Some days I suffer, but mostly I live with PCOS. And I started talking about these things, and I realized a lot of people resonated back. And I felt, okay, I'm so happy that we can talk.
You're saying this, and the fact that you're so relatable, that's so important, right? You need to relate to the people out there, and I know most of our audience does relate to you, and that's the most beautiful thing.
Thank you. I mean, I hope I'm relatable. You
know, in the beginning, you mentioned that women need to support each other and uplift each other, right? So in your life, if I had to ask you, who is that one person or probably two people who are there for you and, you know, they empower you? It could be your mother, your sister, or even a co-actor for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, I have strong women in my personal life from, you know, I have a very strong mom who just doesn't take shit and does what she wants, which I really like. And she's been my role model, like, even because we don't take it in consciously, but we learn, you know. I've had the great fortune of meeting incredible women throughout my life, be it like my aunt, like my dad's sister. She's like really tough, and very different kinds of women. My godmothers is like Ruku auntie, who I grew up with. She's amazing. Then my friends' mums, like there's a lady called Lakshmi Auntie. So these are all like different women.
Yeah.
And I learned like different lessons from each of them. And then sometimes I sit down and I think, wow, like before I could choose, the universe put incredible women outside of my family for me to learn from.
True.
And then when I could choose, I've been really lucky to have the most incredible circle of female friends and male friends who give me a different perspective, and gay friends who are just the best, you know. And I've just been blessed with a really good circle of people and women around me. Yeah.
And that is so important, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, while you say this, I want to ask you, the topic right now is gender equality, right? Have you ever faced any gender discrimination in your work phase, and what's your take on gender equality?
There's so many microaggressions which I face, and there's a lot of rampant chauvinism, which is very like, it comes out from the most educated, progressive package.
You know, it comes out like a casual humor also sometimes, which is...
Yeah, and then I casually humor back at them, which is
good.
Like, you know, which I can't share here, but it involves certain parts of anatomy. So, you know, so I'm like, mera bhi hai, bas dikhta nahi. You know, like, but, I mean, jokes apart, humor can be tackled with humor.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be that like
aggressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's fine. But in the workspace, sometimes I do feel it, and I do feel it's like very just expected and unsaid, and it just like bothers me on a very deep level, and everyone else is like, what is wrong with her? And then I do think of the stories my mum told me and stuff, and I guess we're better off now. But it's not. It's really weird. It comes like so unexpectedly. Because mostly we're fine, and there are some wonderful people we meet, and it doesn't come just from the men. It comes.
It can be from the
women
other gender as well.
So there's just some weird stuff in the air sometimes.
I think ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, and then sometimes I actually do try and say, listen, we're like in 2023 and you may want to kind of like change your opinion. I don't know what. Not do this.
Not do this. Yeah. You know, when you say this, one thing is that I feel because we are so maternal and we are so nurturing, we often don't know to say no.
No.
Right?
I disagree. I've seen a lot of women who are not maternal and nurturing. Because I don't know who decided it has to be this way.
Yeah.
I am. But I know a lot of my friends aren't. And they're even mothers, but they do the basic
responsibility.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So this whole thing of all women have to be maternal and nurturing is also a pressure, I feel.
Stereotype again.
Yeah. And I feel I personally have a very short fuse.
Okay.
Like I really do. I mean, my publicist is smiling in the corner. It's just that I just don't, because do you know how they said like Steve Jobs wears only one black polo neck so that he doesn't have to waste time choosing? I'm like that with people. Like, I'm just like, not this energy, not this energy, not this energy. I'm not being judgmental. I don't have the bandwidth. So I have a short fuse when it comes to BS because I don't have the bandwidth.
Just block and delete.
Because I'm like, no, okay, sorry, best of luck, bye. And you know,
next one. Keep moving forward.
So I don't have this tolerance at all.
I
don't. And I'm like, sorry if it offends you, but you offend me. So, bye.
On that note, I mentioned that we're celebrating Navratri. So what is that one message you want to give to all the women out there?
I think, I don't know what message I can give. I think that we're all just like really beautiful in ways that even we don't see. And I think with societal expectations, pressure, social media, opinions we've been hearing that were not meant to be shared with us ever. And all of that, we forget our beauty. And then I read something today on Instagram actually that says a butterfly doesn't see its own wings. You know, and we look at it and go, wow, how absolutely beautiful. So I think that's a good message that we all have like beautiful wings.
We just don't see it. That's such a nice message.
Yeah,
Because
I
print it
think
on a t-shirt and
yeah,
wear it.
yeah.
We should.
I think we're all forgetting that a little bit because it's
Yeah.
become quite negative.
Yeah.
I know I crack jokes about which are self-deprecating, and then somebody has to tell me, "Oh no, you are beautiful in this," and I don't mean like that. I mean,
The inner beauty.
yeah, and then so I feel it's important to tell all the women that they're really beautiful. Yeah.
They are, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. It was so lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hi, I'm Shruti Haasan और आप सबको नवरात्रि की शुभकामनाएं. If you like this video, please subscribe to Pinkvilla.
Pinkvilla, look no further.